Hi there. Come on in. How are you? Okay. Thank you very much for coming down here and meeting with me today. I'd like to start by saying to just relax, not worry. What I'm after is a little more information about what's happened recently. Is that okay? And also, you know a little about me, so I'd like to find out a little more about you. Is that all right? Great. So, start by taking a seat, and next to you, you'll find a glass and some water. Feel free to help yourself to that at any point. Also, if at any point you need to stop, just let me know, okay? I've written some questions down on my clipboard, and no need to record anything at this point. Just a few questions here that I'd like to go through just to establish some facts, a timeline, things like that. If there's anything you're not sure of, just let me know. I can make a note and we can either circle back round, or if you can't remember, then you can't remember. Is that okay? Wonderful. So, I understand that you've been through a lot very recently. So, I'm just looking to figure out what has happened. Okay? Fantastic. So, start by telling me, how have you been feeling lately? I'll just be making notes as we go. I'm happy to share them with you at the end, so don't worry about those responses, okay? And before I ask all these questions, which there are quite a few, is there anything that you would like to tell me before we start? Okay. Great. So if you just tell me everything from your point of view and from your perspective. And as we go, hopefully, we'll start to paint a picture. Start by telling me about your memory. Not your memory of the events, but your memory in general. How's that? When you're forgetful, what are the kind of things that slip your mind? Okay. And your memory right now? Okay. Tell me about your knowledge of geography of the local area. Do you know this local area well, would you say? You know all the main areas to be the tourist hotspots, things like that? Okay. And you can navigate around without getting lost quite easily. How long have you lived here? Before the night in question that we're going to talk about, you ever been to the museum before? Is the museum a place that you would regularly go or would have an interest in? If we went to the museum now, you and we may, down the line, who knows, which exhibits would you take me to? Okay. So, thinking about the night in question, do you remember the date of the night we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the 17th of October. Any idea why you were in the museum on the 17th of October in the middle of the night? Okay. If you had to guess why you were there, what would be your best guess? Before the 17th of October, have you ever found yourself in situations where you have no recollection of how you got there and why you were there? And you have no interest in ancient artefacts? From what you've seen from the CCTV and things like that from the street and in the museum itself, is there a possibility that that's not you? I'm happy to explore that as a possibility if you can think of a reason as to why that is somebody else. Okay, take a moment. Try and remain nice and calm. Take a few deep breaths if you need to. The water is over there if you need it. The night of October the 17th. What's the last thing you remember? Was it a regular appointment? Bit of an odd question, but do you have any reason to believe that somebody might be trying to frame you for something, perhaps? Not feeling targeted by anybody? No. If I were to talk to your family and friends, would they tell me that you've been acting differently recently? How would they describe your behaviour since that day? And just to play devil's advocate, I suppose, if you were to have removed something from the museum, where would be a good place to conceal it? Where would you hide it, or who would you pass it on to? Okay. So here's what I'd like to propose. Stay nice and relaxed for me. Taking a look through your answers, just like to rule out any doubts, make this process nice and straightforward. How would you feel about doing a polygraph test? Just so I can confirm some of these details. Yep. It's quick and it's non-invasive. And if you want to stop at any point, again, that's absolutely fine. So what I'll do is I'll hook you up to the machine and then ask you a different set of questions. Is that okay? Okay, so for now, nice and relaxed, and I'll get everything I need, okay? Let me start by getting these questions. Okay, nice and relaxed, no reason to worry. Okay, so there are 3 things that we're going to use. The first one is a pair of pneumograph tubes, okay, and they go around the waist and around the chest. Yep, they literally just go around and do up like that. Then a blood pressure cuff, just bog standard blood pressure machine, and it will be used for that, to take your blood pressure. Yep, the tubes will be monitoring your breathing. Great. And then finally, some of these, so electrodermal activity sensors. They're attached to your fingers. They're attached just with little pieces of Velcro like this on 2 fingers. Yep, there's nothing uncomfortable in it. It won't be too tight or anything like that. It might just feel very odd being connected to a machine. But is that okay? Okay, great. So, let's do these tubes first. As I say, these measure your breathing rate. Yep, so around the stomach first. Ready? Okay. Sorry if it tickles. Again, tell me if it's too tight. Let me do that up at the back. Yep, that's 1. Is that comfortable? So it needs to fit snugly so that it can monitor your breathing, but doesn't want to be too tight. Wonderful. And then the other around your chest. Ready? Okay, so same thing again. We don't want it to be too tight. However, it does need to monitor your breathing. So okay. Comfortable. As comfortable as you can be, I understand. Next, blood pressure cuff. This arm. Okay. So, as you would at a doctor's checkup, you slide your arm through there for me. Thank you. Do that up. Fantastic. what I'll do while we're doing it is just take a quick reading now. Is that okay? Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's pump it up. Yep, wait for that to deflate. Just bear with me. Let's grab this. Okay. Okay. Let's make a note of that. Okay. And then finally, 2 on the fingers. This one and this one. Okay. This hand as well, or this hand? Which would you rather? This one. Okay. So, index finger first. Is that comfortable? Not too tight? Perfect. And then this one. Ring finger with this one, please. Yeah, it's all good. Again. Okay. Is it all right? Okay, let's make a start. So, switch on the machine. Make sure it's working. We don't have to redo this. Okay, good. So what I'm going to do first is ask you a few baseline questions, which just shows me the results of when you're answering truthfully, when you're not worried or stressed about anything. Then I'll ask a few other questions designed to just elicit a few changes, and then I'm going to ask you a few questions about the 17th. All you need to do is relax and answer truthfully, and the polygraph will reflect that. It's not called a lie detector for nothing. Okay, ready to begin. Okay, here we go. So, let's confirm your name for me. Okay, you'll hear that ticking away, you don't need to worry about it. And your age for me. The number of your house. Okay. Good. What day is it today? Good. And are you sitting in this room right now? Good. Okay. So the next set of questions. Have you ever lied to get out of trouble? Thank you. Have you ever broken a rule? Have you ever stolen anything, even something small? Okay. Do you always tell the truth? Have you ever been dishonest with a close friend or a family member? Do you intend to lie in this test? Okay. other than what you've been told, do you know anything else about the events that took place on October 17th? Did you have any involvement in the events that occurred? Do you always tell the truth? Okay. Do you know how you got to the museum? Would you say that you have a good memory? Have you ever found yourself in a place without remembering how you got there? Okay. Still okay? Good. Have you ever lied to get out of trouble? How's your focus? Find it hard to maintain focus? Everything okay? All right. Do you recall any unusual feelings of confusion or disorientation over the last few days? Do you always tell the truth? Do the numbers 353 mean anything to you? Have you ever stolen anything, even if it's small? Do you speak any other languages? Are you sitting in this room right now? Have you ever experienced any sudden lapses in memory related to where you've been? How's your focus? Okay. I think I'll stop there. Let me take your blood pressure one more time. Is that okay? Yeah. Nice and easy. Just relax. It's okay. Hold steady for me. Take a drink of water after this. Okay. Okay. So, let's begin by taking these sensors off your fingers, okay? Ring finger first. There you go. Good. Index finger next. Ready? much quicker to take off. There we go. Blood pressure cuff next. Slide that arm out for me. Thank you very much. And then let's take these bands off, okay? So the one from around your chest, ready? Okay, thank you. And the one from around your waist. That's great. Thank you. Nice and relaxed. Switch this off. Okay. Lots of readings there. How are you feeling? Okay? Yeah, okay. Thank you for going through that with me. Okay. What we'll do now is we'll take a look at the results. However, I was looking as we were going. It's not usual for me to do that, but I was looking at the responses to specific questions. And I'm confident that there's more to this story. And I don't think we fully understand what it is yet, but I'm inclined to believe that you're being honest with me. I think you've been caught up in something that's beyond your control. But on that basis, you're free to go. Thank you for your cooperation. As I say, I'll go through all of these responses. We'll have a look at what the polygraph is telling us as well. But if anything else comes to mind, please do reach out, won't you? Because sometimes the strangest mysteries resolve themselves, but other times they need a little nudge. Do you have any questions for me before you go? Well, our investigations will be ongoing, but for now, we have no reason as to why you found yourself in the museum in the middle of the night. We certainly don't know how you got in there, and we don't know if you're connected to any of those artefacts that went missing. But please don't worry at this stage. If we need anything else, we know how to get back in touch. Okay. Fantastic. Well, thank you for coming in today, and take care.